Genesis. I had seen Genesis was totally different just then. Like for some reason my mind just went and it said that Genesis was like life always was. Just think, right? And the God consciousness got lost here. And at a certain point, the statement of let there be light is awakening. That's what the whole statement is like. And like once you come to light, the birds, the plants, everything is reconstructed. How you see everything in life is reconstructed. So there's a birthing of a new earth. You know what I'm saying? And then in the end, what happens is you have to go through another birth because the earth that you create, you become consumed and lose yourself in it. And then you have to work your way back out of that again until you realize the unfoldment of yourself. And that's the 8 folds. That's why the 8 is a symbol of infinity. Because it's the intertwining of spiritual and physical reality. And so as they intertwine, these is the 2 serpents. But as man learns to bring them to that one point, which is the crown chakra, that's the point of light. He is awakened. And that's Buddhism. That's the awakening one. And that was really all the stories is really talking about. It's awakening. And then at that point in time, your life is filled with that light. Everything you see is an embodiment of light. It is a crystal city that you see there. Crystallized, Christ mind. So the whole world becomes your crystal city. And the ascending of this consciousness reveals a whole nother world. And as this world is revealed, then the whole world comes to see the crystal city coming out of heaven. That is coming out of their consciousness. And their minds awakening to the infinite reality within the same physical dimension. And then they travel through these points. That's awakening. That's light. That's birth. See, that's the whole thing. The 4 L's. See, the Creator is love. It is just pure love. And out of love comes life. But even in life, you must find your light. And as you go through the process of learning and finding your own light, your inner light, then you become liberation. That's your 4 L's. Love, life, light, liberation. See, that's the prayer. See, then your whole life you're in prayer. You don't have to stop and pray because that's your existence. I am a living prayer. How I breathe, how I see, how I hear, how I smell, how I touch is a living prayer because it is the reflectiveness of the light that is within me. That's what I honor. That's what a prayer is. A prayer is honoring that. That's why the Muslim bows down and humbles themselves to the earth because they're honoring this truth. But then they'll say they're not an earthly religion, so they have lost contact because they have placed the Creator outside of earth or outside of themselves and not in oneness. So even though they humble themselves in spirit, they still have not come to understanding their only oneness is within. That's where you commune. And that's even in your prayer. Your prayer is not vibrating out into outer space, into a realm where the Creator does not exist. See, Christianity and religions confuse that. And that's why they say you must be a light bearer. See, but then they trick you because if you talk those words, then you are talking about Lucifer. But Lucifer is a bright and morning star, and Jesus is the bright and morning star. So the darkness of your life and the light of your life is one and the same. It is only that you have not come to see the reality as one. So then when people come to that point, then there is no more devil. There's only the minds that are confused and that create worlds of darknesses. And they are parallel to the worlds that we exist in our own mental realms. And then they become binded to us and they become our own demons. And that's what the world has become bound in. But now it is for hearts and minds of light, light, solar man, the Solomon, the wisest man on earth, yes, who built the temple of what? God. So it is a science of you understanding your light self and building yourself as the temple of God, finding your own liberation. You see what I'm saying? It's a process though. And the process begins with knowledge, because knowledge frees your mind from its own dark shadows that do not exist no place but in the mind. Because fear is what? Things that don't exist. Most of the time we fear the future, and it is not here at this point in time, but yet we are creating this reality. Genesis, the gene of Isis. See, Isis understands the veil. She is the holder of the veil. And that's why she says, no mortal man shall look into her veil. Meaning you must come to Isis as an immortal. And the only way you enter the immortal consciousness is you come unto your own light. Then you construct life. Knowledge is the beginning. That's why when you got these books, that's why I smile. Because that's how I started. My mind wouldn't let me rest unless I read to find answers. Because my spirit needs freedom. And I knew that my mind was the key. So I fought to understand all of the religions. See, that's why I smile when you said you would go through Islam. I went through Islam. I went through Christianity. I went through Buddhism. Because I had to experience the inner lessons that each one of them had. That's the only way I could know. So I smile because you have the same path as me. That's how I know you're going to be a good teacher.